Gunshots ringing out at the jungle village inside the jungle warfare school as Ghanaian soldiers undergo specialized training aimed at fighting illegal mining.
It's one of the most ridiculous updates I've ever come across, all right? Or ridiculous update coming up from my motherland, Ghana, right? So the Ghana Armed Force somehow landed in partnership with French military for what they call jungle warfare training. So French troops are on ground, technically, to train our army in what they are calling jungle warfare training, meaning they will be in the jungle and train the soldiers and blah, 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 because of illegal mining. That is where the whole ridiculous agenda is hiding. I want to look at the purpose of the training. The Ghana Armed Forces, the military of Ghana we are talking about. See, we are not at war with any superpower. Let me not rush. Yeah. So the main goal of the training is to improve Ghana Armed Forces effectiveness against heavily armed illegal miners who are operating in difficult jungle or difficult jungle terrains where galamsey, illegal mining activity are spreading across. They jointly carry out the exercise at the Achase jungle. I've been in Achase several times. Achase jungle warfare training school in Ghana. The Ghanaian and the French troop are taking part in live firing drills and various tactical jungle operations together. So because of the fact that illegal mining are operating in or occurring in remote, rugged forest areas, and the miners in our country, sometimes, according to the report, they resist the soldiers and the security forces of this country with improvised weapons. So because of that, this requires a coordinated, well-trained military response to fight galamseyers. I'm surprised that after so many years of independence, common people who are doing galamsey, illegal miners, if it has gotten to the level where we need to bring in the French troops to come and help us to fight galamsey, to come and train us before we can fight young boys who are handling weapons, wherever they got the weapons from, and they are mining illegally, destroying our forests and our environment. We need the French troops to come and help our soldiers. Then where is the sovereignty? So it means that our soldiers don't have, for so many years, they don't have the experience to be able to cultivate, tactical experience to fight illegal miners. If we are not at war with superpowers, for example, it is not like Ghana is at war with a superpower coming, a foreign power, and we need training from these people because they have experience, blah, blah, blah. No, galamseyers, because of that, money needs to be used to bring in this French troop, and then we need to waste resources on these French troops to train our soldiers. So if the galamseyers have become so powerful like that, then we are not safe in this country. Are we safe, right? Are we safe? It's just a question from normal citizens. While other people are chasing these people out of their region, Ghana, we are accommodating them. Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, they have chased these people out because these people, when they come, this has been the agenda. They use one hand to be helping you solve the problem and use one hand to be sponsoring the problem from the other side. It has been like that. Are we not reading? We have suddenly forgotten the problem the African continent is in. Ghana government, have you not heard that recently in DRC, the video pop up where the troops who are there to help the Congolese, DRC, to fight against illegal miners, people who, we are talking about terrorists who went and then took over hold of mining sites when they are supposed to be helping the soldiers fight the people who have taken over the mining site. One of their car capsized, only to realize that it was carrying resources loaded. The resources were loaded into the cargo or the ammo car, which is supposed to be carrying people along. Doing military exercise is carrying resources belonging to the Congolese. This thing we are doing, before you realize, these people when they came ahead in the news that the French troops said they also benefit, okay, they are also benefiting from training with our soldiers and training our soldiers. What is their benefit in this? That is one thing. Whatever attracted them, whatever they are benefiting from, they will keep this problem on so that they can keep getting the benefit. That has been the narrative. Go to Burkina Faso, Mali, and ask these people. Recently also we hear Nigeria, US troop landed in Nigeria. See, this thing, when you involve certain people, they come in to stay, to make sure that they will be benefiting and the problem will be continuing. Before you know, you will not be able to solve the problem. What is the meaning of this? This is ridiculous. There's so many years of independence. Our soldiers cannot, they don't have the experience to tackle illegal mining. These young boys in bush. Recently, I heard also that 5 of our forest reserve are under the control of armed men. That one shocked me a lot. Because of the illegal mining, armed groups at illegal mining sites conducting illegal mining is the reason why DRC is where they are today. They somehow, before we realize, they've tend to become full-grown terrorists at mining sites, and it became a whole complete fight on its own.
I want to thank my brother, President of the Transition, President Goita, for the warm welcome we've received since we arrived here. As a brotherly country, everybody knows the historical relations that have existed between Ghana and Mali since the period of our first presidents, Modibo Keita and Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Ghana and Mali have had a very close relationship. And so I came on a friendly visit, and also to thank President Goita for allowing Prime Minister Mega to visit Ghana when I was being inaugurated as president. That was a good sign. It was appreciated by the people of Ghana, and so I came to say thank you. But we also took the opportunity to discuss issues of bilateral cooperation and trade and economic cooperation between our two countries. We know that for a very long time, our countries trade amongst each other. Our people travel freely amongst each other. There's a big Malian population living in Ghana. They are involved in business. They are settled peacefully in Ghana. They're actually citizens of both Ghana and Mali. And so we had the opportunity to discuss how we can make our economic relations even stronger. And we also have a transit corridor. A lot of long-distance drivers, both Malian and Ghanaians, convey goods from our ports to Mali and transport goods from Mali back to our port for export. And so we discussed how we can remove the challenges so that it's easy for these drivers who are involved in the transit of goods to be able to do their work without any problems. And most importantly, we discussed issues of how we can strengthen our defense cooperation in the light of the fight against terrorism, and how Ghana can be of help in terms of cooperating with the alliance AES in terms of the fight against terrorism, because we all occupy the same sub-region, and terrorism in one country is a threat to all of us. And so we had quite a discussion on how we can strengthen our bilateral relations in terms of the fight against terrorism.
Can Ghana do this to Burkina Faso or to Sahel? Before I go deeper, you know, we don't have to forget from the past few months, or I don't know if it's few years, John Mahama, the Ghanaian president, is the only leader who has been coming out to address the issues of African Union, condemning African Union for not addressing the issues concerning the Sahel region. This is the same man that has been always coming out to accuse or condemn the countries like Benin, Nigeria, Ivory Coast for attacking Sahel, Burkina Faso, or the Sahel region at large. And these are the leaders who have been coming out to fight against the imperialists, trying to address or talk to his fellow leaders, African leaders, about the unity and not to export raw materials and how to protect African resources. So how comes today the same man to be accused of trying to fight or attack Burkina Faso and Sahel in general? Because the videos that we are trying to get here is that there are some 15 men, French troops, who are in Ghana, and they are training so that they can be able to go and attack Sahel or specifically Burkina Faso. So this is the claims that are just coming out, or the accusation. But personally, I've just come to discuss this issue because according to my opinion, I don't think this can be a verified statement. Because what I know is that we know who are the enemies to the Sahel. We know, because every time Traore or any Sahel leader comes in to address the nation or to address the people, they always mention their enemies. They always mention who is fueling this. They always mention who is behind all these assassination attempts. They always mention the names of the people who are against their leadership. So how comes today the same people, we say that we have put aside all these people who have been always being mentioned by these military leaders and start to accuse Ghanaian president? So my question from the title, can Ghana or Mahama do this to Burkina Faso? Because when you take a look from this map, we are having the map of Ghana, and from there we are having the point where, or the specific place where the French troops are in Ghana and where they are training their own, or they are carrying their own trainings. And these are the lower side or the north side of Ghana, but not the upper side, because Burkina Faso is bordering Ghana on the upper side, or the west side. So they cannot go to this upper side, because this is the border where we have Ghana and bordering Burkina Faso. So whatever happens in this border of Ghana bordering Burkina Faso, whatever happens there is not only going to affect the country of Burkina Faso or any other country from Sahel, but it's going to affect the entire countries, because it is being done, or anything that happens, it will happen at the border of Ghana and Burkina Faso. So what's happening here is that we are having both military bases which are guarding this border, so that nothing can come to affect the country of Burkina Faso, and nothing can come to affect the country of Ghana. So when we are having all these two military forces guarding this same border, how comes that this means that no one can come to attack or interfere with anything from this border. So if these people would have just come, as how it is being said that these French troops are in a mission to attack Burkina Faso, coming from the country of Ghana, because they have been sponsored or supported by Ghana to come and attack Burkina Faso, then this means that they would have not been found at the western side or eastern side, but they would have been found in northern side. So this accusation, I do really believe, or what I can say is that for those people who are trying to address these issues, I think you have to do more research. You have to do more research, because when we speak about Ghanaian President John Mahama attacking Sahel, this is false information, because Ghanaian President, I do remember I've just did several videos concerning Ghanaian President Sahel. This is one of the African leaders that I've ever saw coming up or coming out to support the military leader from Sahel, calling them the brothers, because we cannot just come out to say that this leader or this president is bad, is behaving bad, or is doing something bad against other leaders, when it's not true. Because what I believe is that we know the enemies to the Sahel, but the Ghanaian president is not among the enemy to Sahel or to Burkina Faso. So what can make him to go and collaborate with the French troops to go and attack Sahel? That is something that you have to know, or we have to ask ourselves, what's the reason? Because from the start, since the time these leaders from Sahel exit ECOWAS and went to form their own alliance, which is Sahel, which is IS, and declared themselves free from ECOWAS, that's the time. Since that time, We saw Ghanaian president going to congratulate him, working towards them, meeting them severally, and addressing positive things towards them. So, what I think we have a lot to speak about this, but what I can say is that before we come out with some views, we need to do more research. We know that these are the pictures of French troops in Ghana, but they have their own agenda. What I know is that Africans are so pissed off with this incident because we cannot feel or like to see the French troops in any of the West African countries, because this is a clear picture that maybe something is being cooked off. And that is what we need to see. We don't want to see. Because these people, when we continue allowing them to come back to Africa or to the West Africa, the country they used to control, to dominate, to colonize for the longest time, when we continue allowing them to come in these countries, this means that we are still giving them opportunity and chance to access these countries. And once we do this, we are still giving them doors, open doors, to come and access to our resources, to our richness, which at the end of the day, it will result to something which will not be good to the African people or to the people from the West Africa, because these people have suffered a lot, have suffered much in the hands of their former colonizers, which are French. And at this time, I don't think if there is any African people or West African person would like to have or to see the French troops coming back to Africa, to their countries, because they have seen a lot. They have suffered much in their hands. It's just my views. Tell me what you think about this video, because what made me to come and speak about it is what I've trying to see how people are responding towards it. So let me have yours in the comment section. I'll make sure that I respond to each and every comment that pops in my comment section, because I'm doing this so I can share our views and really know what's happening and what is supposed to be done to make sure that Africa is safe and Africa is united, as how people are trying to achieve or to go towards this great agenda of Africa's unity. Maybe blessed, Rochi from around. Appreciate you. This is the Black History, where we uncover the untold stories. Be blessed and peace out.